everyone, it's Lucy from Sweet Poppy Stencils. So today's video is using one of the new products that has just come in. It is the fabulous granulating paints. You get 5 little paint palettes and these are fabulous. As soon as they hit water they burst in lots of different colour. So these are the Gansai Tambi granulating colours by Kuretake, and these have come in recently, so I've only just started playing to discover how they work and everything. So it might be the wrong way or it might be the right way, but it's the way that I get beautiful colour backgrounds. With these I'm going to be working with some of our fabulous Stampscapes stamps. I'm going to be playing with the polymer ones, and you know, these work perfectly with the red rubber or with the polymer, so whatever you've got silhouette wise, they work fabulous on backgrounds. So let's fire away. So to start our project off, what we're going to need is obviously the Gansai Tambis. If you haven't got these are very similar to brushes. So brushes are a powder form and they disperse in colour as soon as water hits them. These are in a little paint palette. As I said, you get 5 little palettes that are removable, and you just apply a little bit of water, which I've already done. These are fab, so let's show you a colour chart with these. So I've done myself a little chart to show how they react with the water. So as you can see, you get the red, the pink, the orange, the blue and the violet. So Aurora red, easy for me to say, Aurora pink, the orange, the blue and the violet. They have little codes on the back of them, so don't stress if you're going to mix them up. You're not going to mix them up. So you've got your 771s up to 775s. You do have a little water palette that you can mix your paints with, so you can add and you can thin them out and everything to get real beautiful washes. I've not really played a lot with them. It's going to be fab to see what the girls do with them. I know a few of the girls have these as well, and like everybody, kept in a drawer and probably not played with for a little while. So let's see what happens over the time. So I think with the stamps and everything and background, it'll be interesting to see. So pop those to one side. I've already activated, so I'm going to work with let's see, I'm going to work with the pink and the orange. So mine are already activated. I have a little pot of water by the side of me with a good decent brush. Now we found these when we were in Frankfurt and went to the Kuretake stand in Frankfurt, and the fabulous Helen Pritchett was there demonstrating, and so inspired me. She really did. She used a stencil and she just did a circular aperture, and this was using one of the masking pens. These have come in as well. So these are masking glue, but in a pen form, so a little bit more controllable than your liquid as such. So she just went around the aperture, removed that, and then swamped it with colour and with the paint, and she got the most amazing backgrounds. So really inspired me, so thank you very much, Helen. And then once it was dry, she removed the masking glue. You do have to remove it as soon as possible, really, as soon as your project's dry. Don't leave it on there for a long time. These are brilliant because you also get replaceable little nibs as well in there. So not only do you get, you know, your glue nib, you can remove that and replace it. So these are going to be brilliant if you like working with the masking fluid. So we're going to also be playing with some of our stamps, our beautiful Stampscapes. I've decided to play with these two. I know this one would be fabulous on the background because it's very wispy and beautiful. And I'm going to be playing with one of the fences, and then I'll need a bird as well. Just to get my beautiful images. I've got mine, I've put them in a lovely little frame mount, which would be perfect to display them with. So I've got 1, 2, 3 stamps there, 1, 2, 3 stamps there. So also, because with Gansai Tambis you need to work with a lot of water, I'm using watercolour cardstock. I have tried it on other cardstock, good quality cardstock, and what happens is the ink sinks straight into the cardstock, but you still get a fab effect. So I've got a couple of little mounts which are 135 by 135. Yeah, so they're 135 by 135, my little mounts. And I'm starting off with my Bockingford hot press watercolour cardstock. It is the hot press, so it's super smooth, because it'll take a lot of water and it'll allow the inks to move all over it. So I've got my little spritzer of water. What else have I got? And I've got my VersaFine Claire. So let's start off. Let's fire away. Okay. So cardstock, and I'm going to give it a good old soak. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but good old soak. I'm taking up my water brush and I'm just going to mix a bit of my paint, and I'm actually going to pop a little bit into my paint palette because I want a little bit more water on that. Right, so let's see what we get. So I want a little bit more darker paint. So all I'm doing, as I said, I don't know if this is the right or if this is the wrong way, but it's a way that I can be a little bit more confident in playing with the paints. So I'm just working, so I'm not using a lot, and let's not waste that. Pop that there. So my brush has gone straight into water. I'm going to take my heat gun. I've got a very slow, hopefully quietish heat gun. I did record this yesterday as well, and we had planes flying over us, and it was, when I got home to edit, it was not very good. So I'm just gonna, and I'm moving that around, letting it dry. You can see all the beautiful blues that have just burst out. So as I said, it is going to take a lot of water, this card. So what I did do with some of my other samples, I have made some other backgrounds, which I've got a lovely stash of, to stamp on top of them. And you know, I've flattened those out. I've left them flat and dry out over time. So pop that to one side. What I do want is I want a bit of kitchen roll, because if I want to just take some of the moisture away, if I don't want all the pooling. There we go. So I'm just going to let that do its little work. You can thin it out if you want, you know, you can take away. Remember, just give it a little spritz and just let it do its little magic. So that's one background. So let's get another piece. So I'm going to give it again a bit of water, and then we can see which one to play with. So my palette needs a little bit more juicing. So these will dry back up again. So don't worry that you're harming them. I don't think you are. So it seems fine to me. Mine have been wet and dried and wet and dried. So isn't that fabulous? I hope you can get there. See what the burst is. It's beautiful. So I want a little bit more water there. So I'm just getting my brush nice and juicy with the paints. Just going to try something because yesterday I got a few splatters and it frustrated me in areas I didn't want the splatters. So I'm just soaking my card and I'm just dabbing those little splatters away. You could touch up with a little white pen, so don't stress, but because it's watercolour cardstock, it's actually allowing me to take any little errors away. So can you see that's going to look fabulous on a tree? So let's, and then I can decide which one I'm going to play with. The greens on this is beautiful. Okay, so we've created our bases and we decided which colour we were going with, and we were playing with the 772 or the 773. I'm actually going to use my 772 image. I've got my 773, I've just got to flatten it a little bit. So put it under heavy books or whip it through your embossing machine. If it's not too kinked, then don't worry about it. You don't need to. It's just personally me, I like mine really flat when I'm stamping with. So I've pulled out some of my beautiful Stampscapes stamps. I've got a couple of red rubber ones I'm looking at. I love this tree. I've got to play with this at some stage, I think, on one of my backgrounds, because it's so wispy, it's beautiful. That is the oak tree medium. 178E, and I think that would work so well. But I've got the winter ash small and I've got the tree large. So, which one to play with? I think I might just, let's take the reliefs off and let's have a little look. This helps us decide which way we're really going to go. So let's get ready. Right, I do apologise if you hear any heavy noise. It's the planes flying over above us, the jets. This is my third attempt at filming this, unfortunately. So I'm just masking mine so it's really, really flat. So I'm going to pop that there. I'm still going to use my magnets. And I'm going to use winter ash. So popping in position, and then I'm going to put my fence. Which fence shall I use? This is the old fence. This is fence, I think it's 2D. So I'll use this one. I just use my reliefs just to try and work out for my positioning. Right, I think there, lovely. Okay, so roughly round about there we're going. So if I think about it too long, the planes will be back again. So we're going, picking up, pressing down, Let's just pull him over into the shot, and then we're going to go for it. So gentle taps, inking up, making sure we're nice and juicy. Now the reason that I always put tape down on my my cardstock is because I personally find that if I need to go in twice, it irritates me if it's moved just slightly, and it will pick it up with the Stampscape stamps. So I like to know that I have confidence in going back in twice if I need to, or 3 times if I need to. For me, the magnets are not quite strong enough for me, but that's just my little quirk. So I'm just making sure it's well inked. I'm really happy with that. So we're going to remove that, pop that to one side. Now we're going to go in with the beautiful fence. So I'm just positioning, just trying to work out. I'm not too worried about my fence connecting right up, because what I have is a microfine pen. So I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to ink that over. And this is fast crafting before the planes come over. So we're going to ink up. As I said, I've got a little pen there. There we go. Beautiful. So I've got little join. There we go. Nobody knows. So beautiful. I'm so pleased with that. So we're going to go in with one of the little critters, and that I have mine put onto, we stamp them onto a sheet, laminate it, and then it's an easy way for me to store all my beautiful Stampscapes. The polymer ones, I love the polymer. We were given the license back in April last year by Stampscapes, and they are fabulous, and more will come as well, and they work in harmony with the red rubber as well. But we have the license to produce what we would like, what size fits with our stencils as well. So it is just match made in heaven for us. So I'm using the geese. This is Duck Trio, and this comes in red rubber and also the polymer. There we go. So that is it. So pop that to one side to clean, and pop back after. Get rid of those. So what I then have is I have a little mount. So my card base is 130 by 130, or 13 centimeters by 13 centimeters. My little mount is a little bit bigger, and that is 13 and a half. I'm just gonna make sure this is square because it looks a little bit crooked. That's my cutting. So I always start off with a A4, end up with a book marker. I'm terrible. Trim, trim, trim. Fab. Lovely. So pop that on. Try and do it by eye. Okay. And then I have a little mount and a bit bigger card. So if you didn't want to mount it, you could put it onto a card base. So it's what you want to do with your make, not what I do. So all I'm doing is I would then mount that onto there. And there we go, in a little picture frame. So a perfect little gift for someone. But there you go. It's as simple as that. Let's get it into shot. There we go. So I would stick that down. My mounts come from a company called Picture Lizard, based in the UK. They do all sizes, all sorts of mounts, so they are really good. So I love getting my mounts from them. So as you can see, we have beautiful creations. Yeah, let's get rid of that. So as you can see, we have beautiful home-crafted creations. I hope you enjoyed the inspiration. Don't forget to tune in for lots more. Thanks for joining us.